Hey guys, it's Glenn from glenscarcollection.com, and today we're going to talk about why this NSX sold for $250,000. Remember, if you like what you see on the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you're already a subscriber, hit the notification bell. I post 2 to 3 videos a week and you won't want to miss them. How you can help me out, and it's free, is like this video and comment below. I will respond to each and every comment. All right, so back in 2019, I made a video why you need to buy an NSX right now, saying the values were going to skyrocket. You need to buy an NSX right now, as soon as you can. Now, I've owned an NSX since 2011. I had a black and tan 1995 that I had for 5 years and doubled the mileage on that car. Also sold it for almost double. Then I bought the NSX you know me for now, my blue, Long Beach Blue 2005 car that I've also doubled the mileage on, and it's doubled or tripled in value in the 5 years that I've had it. Love the NSXs. To me, of all the cars I've had, which is over 100 manual transmission stick shift cars, the NSX is my favorite. It's an iconic car, always a dream car to me. Actually, I shouldn't say always a dream car. I never knew how good that car was until I actually drove one. As soon as I drove one, I always chose something else, like an M3, a Lotus Exige S, a Cayman S, and those are all fantastic cars, but they don't have the visceral connection that the NSX had with me. So why did this car sell so much? That's what we really need to find out in this video. Are all NSX $250,000? No, but let's go over why this car sold for that much and where the market is going. So in the United States, they made the NSX from model year 1991 to 2005. So that's the first generation of NSX. There was like a generation A and a generation B, what they call NE1s, and this is on, how do you know if it's an NE1 or NE2? Look at the VIN number of the car. NE1s were model year 91 to 96. Model year 1997, they were NA2s, and A2 would be in the VIN number, and they bumped up the engine from a 3.0 to 3.2 and essentially had a 6-speed manual instead of 5-speed manual. Those are the biggest major changes. I prefer the NA2 cars, but I started with an NA1, and you should too. NA2 cars are probably 15 to 20,000 more than a same mileage NA1 car. If that's out of your budget, save the 15, 20 grand, get the NA1. If you really, really love NSX like I do, then obviously you'll look for that NA2, and then your NA2 is your keeper car. There's a lot more NA1s than NA2 cars, and the price risen dramatically. I believe the first 1991 had an MSRP of $65,000, which was expensive. I think the Viper at that time, which came out in model year 92, was about $50,000, give or take. And 2005, which my NSX is, the last MSRP was $93,000. Okay, so one of the reasons this car sold for so much money is it's a 2005. Last year model year cars always sell for the highest amount. So whether you look at S2000s or E46 M3s, the 06s sell for the most. E92 M3s, I love BMWs, so I always use a BMW analogy. E92s, 2013 sell for the most money. S2000s, there's a big difference. The average 08 S2000 sells for about $45,000. 09, the average one sells for about $70,000. There's always the fewest in model year, and that's why I bought my 2005. So I loved my NA1 95, loved it a lot. I said if a blue 05 ever comes up for sale and there's only 20 something of those, I want it, because that would be obviously the last year in one of the most rarest and most sought after colors. So I was definitely looking for an 05, and luckily I found one. So an 05 is going to sell for a lot more. That's why this sold on Bring a Trailer for $245, but Bring a Trailer charges you 5% up to $5,000. So because this car was already $245, the buyer's premium, which is added to the price, is $5,000. So this person paid $250, and that's before obviously shipping it home and pay a sales tax to its in their home state, wherever they're going to register the car. A couple other things to point out is mediocre NSXs are first gen, from 91 to 05, are selling for over 100,000. There's 50,000 mile cars that are selling for 110, 115, and not 05s, an NA2, maybe 98, 99, pop-up headlight cars. 02 to 05, they had fixed headlights, didn't make a lot of those because they were already $93,000 cars and they weren't selling very well. 2005, they couldn't move the cars at $93,000. They had an $899 a month lease, which seems cheap now, right? It would probably cost you $2 grand a month to lease a $93,000 car in today's market. Back then, $899 a month would get you an NSX. So we have the 2005 going for us, the last year. It's also a rare color, Imola Orange. I don't know that this color brings more money than blue or some of the other colors. When they came out with the fixed headlight cars, which also had, different front and rear bumpers, which I think is the best looking NSXs. Pop-up headlights are cool, but I've owned both at the same time. When you try to drive at night, especially in the summer, which is how you're going to use the car, especially here in New Jersey, with only 3 months a year of good weather, it's like a dying flashlight, the pop-up headlight. So you could see at night for the 02 and 05, just makes it a more usable car. So for those cars are pretty rare to begin with. So any 02, 05 sells for a lot of money now. They didn't sell very well at the time because, again, they were priced at $93,000. So what the NSX did to try to boost sales is they made crazy color combinations like blue on blue. One of those just sold, I think, for $199,000 on Bring a Trailer. Yellow on yellow, red on red, Imola Orange on Imola Orange. So it's unique now, but it wasn't popular when it was new. You probably could walk in 05 and get a discount on that Imola Orange car. But obviously now collectors look for rarity, so they want the blue cars, the white cars, the Imola Orange on Imola Orange, yellow on yellow, et cetera, et cetera. So that certainly has something to do with it. And, mainly, 05 I would say is the most driving factor. I think even a high mileage 05, since it was the last year and they only sold like 250 cars in 05, 248, something like that, are probably going to sell for double in 03 or 04. And also this car has only 16,000 miles. So you kind of get the best of all three worlds here. You got the last year, a rare color combination, though I don't think this is a popular color combination. So the jury's kind of out on that one. It's love it or leave it. I'm kind of indifferent to that color. And obviously the low mileage. How many 05s have 16,000 miles? So the NSX market is strong here. And so what's going to happen? Are we buying all this in a pandemic? Well, yes, we are. And I think there'll be some adjustments when things go back to normal and everybody's back to work. And I wouldn't be surprised if the market dips 10%, maybe 15, maybe 20%. But the cars that are going to go back up quickly will be cars like this, 05 NSXs, low mileage, clean cars for any collectible car. So right now, during this pandemic, the last year, 18 months, cars that have gone way up in value the most were 100,000 mile cars. So a 10,000 mile NSX was always worth a ton of money. A 10,000 mile S2000 was always worth a ton of money. A 10,000 mile E46 M3 competition package 06 was always, interlogos blue, stick shift, was always worth a lot of money. But now people were paying top dollar for 100,000 mile automatics. So that's the market that's definitely going to go down. So if NSXs now cost between 100 and 250 for the outliers, maybe they'll go back 20,000, something like that, somewhere in that range. And then the clean ones will go back up to that 250, maybe approaching, who knows? In 10 years, that could be a 350 car, a $500,000 car. But the 100,000 mile car that's been wrecked 5 times, has a salvage title, it's an automatic, one of the few automatics, 93% were manual, is not going to be a $50,000 or $100,000 car. If you're paying $50,000 for that car today, that car is going to probably go down to 30, 35, and then maybe you'll get to 50 in 10 more years, but it's not going to be a $100,000 car. So I think what happens is people go, oh, I got to get one now because it's collectible. You still got to get a good car for it's collectible. And clean doesn't mean somebody washed it. Clean means it's never been in an accident. It's a clean car. Can you get one that's been in an accident? Absolutely. They're 20-year-old cars, more than that. They're 30-year-old cars, the 91s. And I think I saw a statistic when NSXs were cheaper when I bought my first one in 2011. 65% were still on the road. So they made like 8,900 of these cars. So there's like 5,000 or so left. And that was before, when they were cheap cars, so there was still attrition, people crashing them and stuff like that. So maybe there's, I don't know, maybe there's 4,000 left now. And maybe, 500 they're most collectible, like the S2000. The top 10% will bring all the money. So be careful not to overpay the car. But that's why this car sold for so much money. Let me know what you think of the state of the market below. Leave a comment and I will read them all. Thanks again for watching. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next time.